Frontline workers in Alberta will receive one-time payments of $1,200 from the provincial government. Premier Jason Kenney says the money will go to those who have put their lives at risk on the job during the pandemic. There are signs the public health restrictions in Alberta are working. Case numbers have been dropping since hitting a high in early December, but in some rural areas, the numbers are beginning to rise. There has been pushback against the restrictions from some small businesses, faith groups, and local politicians. Heather Yourex-West reports.
For weeks, the Grace Life Church has ignored public health restrictions, holding services outside Edmonton with as many as 300 people. It's just one example of the growing pushback against COVID measures coming from rural Alberta. Resistance that could help explain why COVID infections are now spreading faster there.
In the non-city environments, it seems to be higher than it is in the city environments, which is quite the opposite of many other places throughout Canada right now.
The R, or reproductive number, measures how quickly cases are going up or down. Anything less than 1 means numbers are falling. Over the last 3 weeks, Alberta's overall R number has risen slightly, but it hasn't been Calgary and Edmonton driving that number up. Areas outside the big cities have seen their R value surge, and it has nearly reached the point where cases will begin to rise.
So we have to continue with these public safety measures, and critically, we have to be aware that there is now viral variants in the community.
But people in smaller Alberta centres have been getting mixed messages from government. Last month, when some restaurants opened in defiance of public health orders, 2 small-town mayors broke the rules to show their support. And now 2 members of Premier Jason Kenney's caucus have joined a national coalition pushing back against lockdowns. The Premier says that's within their right.
We, unlike some other parties, allow people to speak their minds and represent views of their constituents.
But this expert warns the virus doesn't play politics.
The word of a politician is very powerful, and it's very dangerous because in one way, you're opposing science. On the other way, you're actually winking at those who follow conspiracy theories and saying, you know what, it's okay,
Because the numbers could soon paint a very different picture if rural Alberta doesn't change course. Heather Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.